Hi and welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to be looking at messages from your person. So there are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is this honey calcite. Group 2 is the candle quartz. And group 3 is the labradorite. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps for each group in the description box of the video if you would like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose the honey calcite. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get a feel of the current energies between you and this person, some zodiac signs, some clues about who they are to you for Group 1. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, the Chariot, Seven of Cups, Strength, the Emperor, King of Cups, Five of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. So there's definitely an energy of somebody who is thinking back on this connection, missing you, sitting in some heavy nostalgia at this point in time, with both the Six of Cups and then also on this Emperor card, how he is kind of looking over in the distance at these children, which tie in very well with the children on the Six of Cups card. So better times with you. Maybe you had some kind of a fight. Something happened in the connection that has kind of propelled you into no contact. Something with this Five of Swords where there's a loss of the closeness, a loss of the innocence that you once shared. The love between you or the ease of communication has in some way been diminished. And it's something to where maybe some things that this person had said or done in the past, maybe speaking very harshly or kind of closing themselves off to love, off to this connection. It's leaving them with a sense of defeat, of having really self-sabotaged, really missed an opportunity to experience, this deep and fulfilling love. Some clarity is coming to this person as far as maybe the depth of emotion that they have for you that they had overlooked or been kind of closed off to before. But there's a sense of disappointment of this person, just kind of almost sitting very stuck in memories of what has happened in the past. Time has gone on and it's leaving them feeling very weary, very drained. Instead of really kind of claiming this freedom that they may have proclaimed that they wanted, not wanting to be, tied down in a relationship or, maybe wanting to explore other options. It's led to a sense of disappointment in their life, a sense of really coming up short. This person could be single at this point in time or just has really not had much success in finding this counterpart energy. It feels that the both of you really complement each other. There's this aspect of almost this yin-yang energy here, this masculine and feminine, this kind of the light and dark polarities, kind of the shadow and the light aspects, sort of the strengths and the deficiencies in both of you really matching up well to create this this energy of harmony and very solid partnership in a way that they have not been able to really experience with others. With the Seven of Cups here, they may have again explored other romantic options in love, and they just have really come up short every time. There's been, maybe some kind of near satisfactory or people that kind of were, ticking off several boxes for them. But in terms of the complete package, there's only one. And they're seeing you almost as this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Something that they may have overlooked before. And even with that kind of that idea of the rainbow sort of chasing something better, kind of, again, energy of the grass being greener on the other side, or maybe feeling that, they didn't want to settle, maybe, not wanting to settle for the first person that comes along, or you could have come quite unexpectedly into this person's life with the Chariot here, just kind of out of nowhere, this very swift and surprising energy that came in, again, here in this Chariot with the the black and the white horses, this yin yang energy, this very dynamic counterpart energy here that could have taken this person by surprise, something that they weren't necessarily looking for. They maybe weren't emotionally ready to handle this relationship. With the Six of Cups, they might have been kind of emotionally immature or had some kind of wounds from childhood or heartbreaks of the past that they needed to work through. But there's an indication here with the King of Cups that some kind of evolution has occurred. The Seven of Cups as well. They've taken some time to really evaluate their options in love, or explore other even loves of the past, and do this kind of this series of comparisons is what I'm feeling, to where all signs are pointing to you and to this connection and this desire to transform the circumstances that you currently find yourselves in, to move out of this kind of stuck and stale energy and this feeling like time wasted almost. Somebody who is really experiencing a lack of zeal in terms of just their excitement of life, kind of the joy that love can infuse in life, that helps to make other victories and accomplishments all the sweeter, to have somebody to celebrate with, somebody to really share good news with. And there's a sense of longing in this person, where they may have, a lot of things really going in their favor. They may have, success and status and money, but there's something, that they keep looking at, they keep looking back on, and it's this connection between the both of you, this very, innocent and pure connection, the potential of what was there. With these two cards with children on them, this definitely could be some kind of a false start, something where the connection didn't really have the chance to grow and blossom into the fullness of its expression. It was cut short almost. This person either walked away, or for some of you could have even had sort of a fear of love, a fear of commitment, almost being tasked with stepping into that very courageous place, to move into this place of vulnerability and trust, and that could have been something they weren't prepared to do the last time that you were dealing with them. But some evolution has happened where they are summoning this courage within themselves to open up their heart to love, to take some action, perhaps in the direction of renewing this connection, making some kind of a declaration, really opening up and expressing some deep truths that have become apparent to this person, and that they may be in a place of being very comfortable and aware of, expressing that, experiencing that kind of emotional vulnerability. With the Chariot, this is also talking about swift movement. So this person could definitely be planning or strategizing, reaching out, making contact to you if you find yourself in no contact or communication. And Six of Cups is also a card of reconciliation. So that could be on the horizon for some of you. And I'm also drawn here in this King of Cups with these two dolphins in the background. Again, that kind of counterpart energy. And this can speak to telepathy that is occurring, kind of a renewal even of the energetic, the 5D connection between the both of you. If things have been kind of dormant and quiet for a while, you may start to experience kind of a renewal of that, feeling this person energetically with you, feeling this intensity of their vibration around you, seeing a lot of signs also that are pointing to this person. You could be dreaming about them a lot, and I'm feeling just generally like very tangibly feeling them. Like after you dream about them, you feel them when you wake up. You feel them still with you, or you feel their energy just coming in very intensely, very, very strong and powerful, almost in a fierce and protective manner throughout your day, maybe very sporadically as well. And with these two butterflies here in these cards, this is definitely, speaking to this energy of transformation. And I think actually this is a dragonfly, but they are also symbols of transformation, because they start off the first part of their life as nymphs. I think it's like 2 years they spend in the water before they transform into this aerial being that is flying and is able to then land and sit and just kind of be very buoyant on top of the water, the environment in which they at one point were very submerged in. So that can also really talk about this emotional maturity that is going to take place, or is taking place, this transformation within this person, this comfort that they are having or starting to have with their emotional body, maybe healing some kind of wounds and difficulties from the past that are leading them to a place of really, with the Emperor, taking their power back from some heartbreaks or disappointments of the past. And really, I feel summoning up the courage to try and initiate a new beginning with you, try and kind of metamorphosize this connection from where you have left things. So in terms of signs with the cups, we have water energy, the Chariot is Cancer, Strength is Leo, the Emperor is Aries, the Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, and with the Pentacles we have earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So let's take a look at some messages from this person's higher self for you, Group 1. What do they want to say? Okay, and they say, I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. So this can speak to some intensity that they felt, some kind of recognition of you, this sense of deja vu when they first met you that could have really brought up and triggered some confusion within this person, maybe even some past life wounds of times where this was love that was lost in the past. And this is really being brought up out of kind of the subconscious, sort of the eternal layers of the soul for this person to really work through, to come to a place of trust, to come to a place of understanding that this lifetime is a new opportunity to do things different, to begin again. And also with that reference to past lives, that ties in really well on the strength card here with this little infinity symbol, and really speaking of your souls being very entwined, you and this person having done this dance in a variety of ways, in a variety of avatars and experiences throughout lifetimes. So we also have, I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. So that was coming up with that energy of dreams and really, feeling this person energetically even after dreaming about them. That could be increasing, or you're experiencing that right now, maybe a renewal of that. And that really also ties in with, this energy of nostalgia and kind of looking back on the better times that you shared, feeling very dissatisfied at where you find yourselves currently, at what was said or a choice that was made even to move in another direction from this connection in the past. And they also say, I always look for you at airports as if we'll be in the same place in the world. So this can also really talk about wanting to kind of waiting for an opportunity to renew things with you, hoping for the chance to make things right, to make things better. This can speak also to somebody who's at a distance from you and ties in with that chariot of wanting to take physical steps in your direction, traverse the distance. Maybe you live in different states, in different countries. It's something where they would, need to travel to you. This can also, I feel, really tie into meeting in dreams, meeting in the astral realm and meditation. This person really kind of sending their energy, projecting their energy your way, really reaching out from the higher self to your higher self to kind of initiate and open up the layers of contact and reconciliation from those higher realms that can then trickle down into the 3D sense. And they also say, my heart always comes back to you, even when I don't want it to. So more of that energy of nostalgia and missing you, missing the good times, missing an opportunity that they may not have acted upon or chose to kind of move away from in the past. Some melancholy with that. As much as, again, they may be having some success or some satisfaction in other areas of their life, there's this hole within this person, this place in their heart that is unable to be filled by others, by other things, by other kind of series of joys within their life. It's a sense of longing and nostalgia and yearning, and really this recognition that this is a place of honor within their heart that only is meant for you. It is reserved exclusively for you. You're very much alive in this heart space within them, and there's this desire, they are being very compelled to kind of take some action in the material world, perhaps, to try and bridge that gap between the feelings that they have inside for you, this throne, this place of honor that you hold, very separate and set apart from all other loves they have experienced in the past. Again, if they've dated other people, really not being able to find anyone that matches them and makes them feel very fulfilled and understood and loved in the same way that they felt with you. So let's see, what else does this person have to say? Group 1. Okay, and we see each other in dreams, so another confirmation of that. Dreams coming through very strong at this time in this reading for you, group 1. So this could already be happening, or you're going to start dreaming about this person again, and it's gonna feel like more than just a dream. It's going to feel very real. You're going to, you know, feel them energetically around you, very tangibly, when you wake up, and perhaps then kind of throughout the rest of that day. And this is definitely a sign that, you know, this is this person reaching out from the higher self. You're definitely connecting with this person in that kind of etheric sense, that this is more than just images kind of conjured up by the subconscious, things that, you know, need to be resolved, or this sense of just kind of wishful thinking. I'm feeling that this is very much confirmation that the both of you are actively experiencing this, and in a very pleasing manner. It feels very almost good, this energy of reunion, to kind of experience this person beyond the gatekeepers of ego and whatever might have occurred between you in the past, and just this very pure and uninhibited sense in those kind of higher realms. And they also say it's all about that timing. So this really talks about also this person really waiting for an opportunity, wanting an opportunity, maybe even trying to manifest an opportunity, looking for you wherever they go, maybe even looking you up online. Just this sense of being drawn back to really wanting to have a fresh start, wanting to have another chance. Also somebody who is really acknowledging to themselves, and I feel for a lot of you, they may also acknowledge this to you at some point in time, that, you know, they were doing the best that they could the last time that you were dealing with them. They had a lot of unresolved things, maybe things that even this situation has really brought to light for them, you know, heartbreaks of the past, fears of love, fears of intimacy, fears of abandonment or loss that were just kind of embedded deeply within them, but that were almost acting as kind of a puppet master to this person, and sort of causing them to retreat or pull away from opportunities to experience vulnerability and love. And this is something that they really have recognized within themselves. They recognize this pattern. For a lot of them, they have and are working to cut those strings of attachment, cut those cords to belief systems or kind of less than desirable experiences of the past, hurts and heartbreaks, even just some subconscious fears that could be stemming even from past lives. And so this is somebody who's really working to take back that autonomy, take back that power and control, so that they are acting from a place of authenticity as opposed to being kind of maneuvered through their life by fear. And they also say, I felt your pain. I'm sorry. So this can talk about a deep empathic connection that you have with this person, very much bonded with them at the soul level, to where the changes that are occurring, the elevations, and even the shadow work that you both are doing is being acutely felt by one another. So if sensations are coming up, or even some deeply embedded memories within you are just kind of surfacing out of nowhere, this can really be kind of like a boomerang effect from whatever is going on with this person. And so, you know, what they're going through, it can also bring up some things for you in terms of what you need to clear. Energetically, you're very much tied to one another. In tandem, you're kind of working through these layers and through this process of evolution. So it could even be a good idea to really, if you're feeling some heavy emotions, some chaotic emotions, to kind of take that extra time to just kind of stop and try to identify what's the source of that. Where is this coming from? And if it's nothing that you can really find, whatever might have triggered that in your kind of waking, in your immediate reality, then, you know, you can kind of lean into that idea that you are energetically picking this up from this person. It's kind of bringing things up for you to address, for you to heal, but at the same time not to be too hard on yourself, or rather just to take some time to be extra gentle and extra loving with yourself, understanding that, you know, at times when you are kind of actively going through this healing work, this person is also in a similar way feeling that. They are experiencing that within themselves. And it's something to where, you know, you can then take that knowledge and, you know, infuse this person with love, send them love from afar, support them energetically while they're going through that. And then recognize that at the times when things are very difficult for you, this person from a higher self level is also doing the same. They are energetically supporting you through this. You're both growing almost on parallel paths, but in a very similar direction. And they also say, I'm not good enough. So this can really tie into some shadows that they are working through, some reason that they might be kind of hesitating at this point from reaching out or really creating that opportunity for a new beginning that they are desiring. They're fearing that, you know, the work that they've done on themselves, that they still have so much further to go, a lot of shadows coming up, a lot of regrets, maybe ways in which they may have self-sabotaged in the past. And so like with that strength card, they're really being called to summon that courage, summon that forgiveness for self, for the way that they acted in the past, the tools that they were operating with, the level of consciousness that they were operating at previously, and to, you know, then kind of offer apology in the form of changed behavior, kind of working into that place of courage and, you know, stepping forth to express those emotions, coming to this place of realizing that to hold things in, it only sabotages the potential of what could be. And regardless of if the, you know, result is acceptance or rejection, the importance is really honoring that truth of the soul, honoring that call of the heart to move in the direction in which they are being compelled, and rather than allowing like the puppet master of fear to kind of hold them back. So let's see, what else does this person have to say? Group 1. Okay, and they say, chin up, please keep faith in me. There are signs I've seen, but I just don't believe. I'm still learning to trust. So this is that energy of navigating through that fear, cutting those cords and attachments to negative experiences of the past, of doubt, fear of love, fear of commitment. And this is also, you know, them really asking for you to, you know, send that love or continue to send that loving energy to them, rather, that they are feeling it. It is helping them. It is supporting them to really have that stamina, that extra boost that they need to keep pushing, to keep moving forward and moving beyond the kind of inclinations that are coming up from the shadowy depths within themselves to stay in a comfort zone, or to just stay entrenched in a pattern of behavior or thinking that they have been in for a long time. And they also say, remember, my dear, we will unite in the end. So this person is very hopeful that the difficulties, the challenges that they are experiencing personally and that are being experienced in this connection are temporary. That, you know, I feel that this is somebody who, as they are doing this work on themselves, this kind of shadow work, unpeeling these layers of fear, they're starting to see some results. They're starting to feel a lightness. They have maybe moved through some very kind of heavy and difficult lessons or experiences or awareness within themselves, but they may also be starting to experience some more abundance in their life, some other things going really well for them that is giving them hope to just continue to persevere, to keep pushing in this direction that they are heading, to really step into a better and more self-aware version. And so they have a lot of confidence that in the ways in which they're experiencing personal metamorphosis, that, you know, there is a very tangible possibility that this connection can also undergo a metamorphosis at some point in time. And they also say, I wish I could be with you, but in our dreams we can be. So that's the third reference to dreams in this reading. So yeah, you definitely are meeting with this person. You can take that as a sign, as a confirmation that, you know, these are not just kind of these random images or wishful thinking that is coming up, but, you know, if you're feeling this person, you're dreaming about them, you're interacting with them. This is, you know, it's truly your higher self and their higher self meeting kind of beyond the barriers of flesh and ego. And they also say, breathe, relax. The universe has our back. A plan is in place. You just need to have faith. So again, very confident that things will work out between you in the end, that a new opportunity will present itself, that whatever phase you find yourself in, whatever difficulties are currently being experienced, silence, disconnect, kind of this energy of being able to only meet in dreams at this point. Maybe there are other, obstacles of distance, of geography, or just some, layers that need to be kind of worked through, shadow work, some things that need to be closed out and released. That it's all part of a larger plan, a plan of ascension, a plan of really becoming that best version of self, so that maybe a connection that really never got off the ground before, or, was kind of this energy of false start, missed opportunity, or, just didn't really peel back all the layers that were possible, the potential, it was unrealized between you in the past. This person is really, they have this sense from their higher self that the transformational time you both are going through, it is going to equip you, it's going to equip the both of you to really come back together and to be able to experience and express this love, this bond between your souls, this very timelessness, this very multi-dimensional and multi-layer connection in a way that wouldn't have been possible before. So maybe you both are really also learning about spiritual concepts, about meditation, about energy work, manifestation, the astral realm, dreams, soulmates, twin flames, all these kind of concepts and so many more are just really expanding both of your perceptions and both of your awareness, and are really going to be kind of the tools that are necessary to come back together and experience the fullness and potential, the true fullness of potential of what exists between the both of you. First and foremost on kind of the energetic and the subtle realms, but then that can then lead to kind of a deeper experience and what you can build and grow together in the material world. So I'm going to get a few more messages from this person for you, group 1. Okay, and they say, I know we're twin flames. So this can be part of that spiritual awareness that they are coming into, something that they are recognizing within themselves. For some of you, they have come across this term of twin flame. They could watch tarot readings. They could be doing research about that. It's really resonating with them. I'm feeling also this reference really to, or these 3 references to dreams, and that energy of telepathy that was coming up with the dolphins on the King of Cups. There are kind of aspects of this connection that are very unique. It's a way of really connecting with you that they've not experienced with others in their life, and it has sparked their curiosity. This feels like the energy of somebody who is not only seeking to kind of peel back the layers of themselves, but also the experiences that they are having. And this knowledge, this awareness that they have, it's creating this sense of nostalgia, of missed opportunity, of having not been able to see or recognize what was right in front of them the whole time. And they also say, you are my other half. So again, double confirmation there of that twin flame energy, that yin yang that was coming up, this very complementary energy that you two share. And this person really just missing that closeness, very excited for the potential of what you can experience and build and become together. And they also say the grass was never greener. So that was coming up in terms of somebody who, maybe just wanted to explore what was out there, not settle for the first thing that came along, or, feeling that they just weren't ready to really invest in this connection previously. And they're letting you know that, it really, all other experiences or explorations, it's come up short for them. They've not been able to replicate what they have experienced with you, and there's still this kind of void within them that only you can fill, this place in their heart that is reserved only for you. And they also say, my darkness got the better of me, so I ran. So that definitely sums up kind of that concept of the puppet master of fear. Fear really pulling the strings on this person in the past. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of maybe repeating some cycles of heartbreak, of codependency, even some kind of fear stemming from past lives when the two of you were together and you lost each other, and kind of the unresolved trauma of that they've carried forth through lifetimes that has just kind of been embedded there, having no real kind of tangible root cause in this lifetime. And this person, for a lot of you, is really maybe opening up to concepts of that sort, or would be, coming upon that information very shortly, that perhaps some of this work to free themselves from those kind of etheric cords, those etheric strings that are sort of dictating their movements or causing them to really resist opportunities, move away from happiness, move away from love, that they have a cause that is prior to this lifetime. And so some deep kind of past life regression, past life meditation, affirmations to cut cords or vows or contracts or experiences across all lifetimes, time, space, dimension, and reality. This could become part of this person's healing process, the energy work that they are doing, either with somebody who is skilled at energy work, or maybe even some things that they are discovering and learning and experimenting with them, on their own, with themselves on their own. Just trying a lot of a different variety of things to kind of dislodge some of these very subtle and yet tangible kind of motivating factors for this person. This feels like somebody who's very deeply introspective, learning about themselves, about their patterns, seeking to transcend these things, and ultimately to transcend wherever it is that you find yourself. Very hopeful that kind of on the other side of some of these deep layers of detachment and change from experiences and ways of being in the past, that on the other side of that there is this reward of the potential for a really beautiful future between you. So I'm going to get a romance angel card for you, group 1. Okay, and we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So this really ties into this honesty that this person is in this process of going through, kind of the mirror being held up to them, things that are being triggered, shadows, even past life things that they've been carrying around lifetime to lifetime, and this is the opportunity, this is the time. The conditions are just right to really free themselves, to free their soul in a very large and timeless way from some limitations that may have sort of been lingering and following kind of unresolved issues, sort of tying up the loose ends. This can really also pertain to like that energy of the Chariot, and wanting to come forth, wanting to really express some truth, maybe even this truth that, you know, they know who you are to them. They understand the significance, the relevance of this. There's a recognition here, a soul recognition. Your souls recognizing each other. So this could be on the horizon for you, group one, or at least this person is really heavily thinking about that, wanting to manifest that, to have that conversation, hoping to run into you, hoping for that opportunity to kind of close the door on wherever you have last left things with them, and to step into that possibility of building something better together in the future. So I'm going to get some initials for you now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates. Okay, so we have G, L, U, A, B, N, M, C, V, Q, S, and F. So those are your messages, group one. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the candle quartz. So let's start with some tarot to get a feel about the current energies between you and this person, some zodiac signs, some clues about who they are to you, what's kind of going on presently. Group 2. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups, Death, Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Five of Wands. So this feels like somebody who is desiring a rebirth of this connection. With the Death card here, something has come to an end. This person may have kind of in a very final way put an end to this connection, or you put a very final end to this connection. There's a sense of nothing further being able to grow out of the dynamic that previously existed between the both of you. But with the Six of Pentacles and this Three of Pentacles, there's this desire of this person to do some work to rebuild this, to give more into the connection than they had previously. With this Knight of Swords, some kind of truth or clarity has come to this person about the significance of this, or the gravity of what was lost through this ending in this connection previously. There's a sense also with this Four of Swords that, you know, in some kind of silence, in this sort of dormancy that has existed between the both of you, that some kind of a truth has really come up from the depths of this person. They could also be somebody who has really experienced some signs, seeing some kind of synchronicity. Something has become clear to them. Maybe something that another person has said has really put things into perspective for them. Some kind of an illusion that this person was operating under, maybe misjudging you, or something that they were told about you or this connection that had previously caused them to want to put an end to things, to really withdraw their cup of love with that Queen of Cups and just kind of keep it for themselves. To not want to work on things or give to this. And it was something which, you know, it's, again, this truth or this clarity may have come up about some kind of a deception, some kind of a skewed perspective that they had of you, of who you are to them. That has since really, the blinders have kind of come off this person. They have come out of this place of rest and withdrawal, and they are really armed with this knowledge, with this sword of truth here, with this clarity. And there's this desire to cut through whatever may have been said or done in the past, to cut through kind of this veil separating the both of you, to kind of make their way, kind of chip away at this wall, although just armed with a sword of knowledge and truth and clarity, it seems like a very daunting task to them. It feels that they don't really have the tools necessary to overcome the obstacles that they themselves have most likely put in place in this connection. If this is somebody who blocked you or cut off communication in that sense, you may have since changed your phone number, deleted social media, you could have moved. There could be any number of things that now are presenting as kind of this very big obstacle that's seemingly not able to be overcome. So it's all well and good that they have this awareness, this truth and this clarity, but they're kind of at this phase of knowing that they need to get a little more creative, a little more constructive and proactive about finding a way beyond kind of a barrier that was put in place most likely by them. With this Nine of Pentacles, they could be, you know, even if they're able to kind of watch you from afar, they are seeing you as somebody who is very abundant, very independent. This is really fitting in for me about some kind of an illusion that they may have had in the past. This could be something that somebody had said or told them, or maybe just a fear based on types of relationships that they had been in previously. There was a fear of codependency, or really only being loved and appreciated for what they could provide to this connection. This could be somebody who is very kind of successful, wealthy, very stable in their own right, and so they were a little bit hesitant to invest in this connection, fearing that it would just end up in a situation where they were kind of only being used or valued for what they have, what they could provide, as opposed to the core of who they are as a person. With this Five of Wands, a lot of conflict going back and forth between a way to sort of overcome this. Maybe even some illusions that they had been kind of harboring within them, things that were said to to them from other people, or just kind of these fears that they had within themselves of kind of being taken advantage of in love, or only appreciated for, for the stability and the monetary benefit that could be there. And so this is something where this person has really had to fight with themselves, I feel, fight with kind of these worst case scenarios, these paranoid thoughts, or jumping to conclusions, unfairly judging the connection. And it's something to where they still are really struggling as far as the approach to take, if they can trust their intuition, if what they're seeing is too good to be true, if, the kind of fighting with themselves and feeling very conflicted if they had, taken the opinion of somebody else who had said something, or had, projected something unfairly on the potential of this connection because of their ideas of what it looked like from the outside, or their impression of you, then this is something that this could lead to a lot of conflict. This person being very unhappy with others for sabotaging the potential of this connection in the past, or, really being at odds with themselves for relying so heavily on, the opinions of all these other people, the perceptions of all these other people, or really also fighting off these ghosts of the past, these demons that are lingering within this person, about kind of negative experiences that they've had in love in the past, or, instances of heartbreak, or being used or taken advantage of, that kind of the residue of that is still within this person. And it has caused them to, in the past, put up a wall to this connection, a barrier to this connection, kind of wall their heart off, be very closed off to experiencing love. It's taken, perhaps a very finite end between you and a period of just deep introspection, their higher self really struggling to come through with this truth, with signs, with clarity, this relentlessness, but being very effective in this ultimately at this point in time to bring something to light in this person, that the energy they were operating in previously with you was highly based on illusion, on presumption, perhaps again unfairly judging this. With this Three of Pentacles, this can also be somebody who has really taken the time to kind of do their own research, to come to their own conclusions, who is sort of separating themselves from the opinions of others. And with this cat here, learning to follow their own intuition. Somebody who also is in this process of really trying to strategize ways to kind of move beyond some of that clouded or distorted thinking or behavior in the past. And with this Queen of Cups, this is speaking also to this desire for renewal, really recognizing and appreciating kind of the purity and the bounty which was being offered to them in the past through this connection. This is a very kind of safe and nurturing and loving energy. This is somebody who, is very much in their element. So coupled with this Nine of Pentacles, they're starting to see the truth and clarity of who you are, that there was a genuine motivation of love that existed in any kind of an offering or kind of energy that you were extending to this person in the past. They're seeing you as somebody who, in your own way, is very independent, very solid, very stable, very comfortable in your skin. Not somebody who is, motivated by money, but somebody who is able to generate abundance for yourself. And so all of this is really, it's coming to the forefront of this person, maybe some changes even that have occurred within you that has really sparked clarity within this person. If they're able to see you from afar, or even just energetically kind of pick that up, or they've even maybe heard things about you from other people, changes and developments and really great things that have happened for you. And it's really causing them to see things from a new perspective, to have that truth, that clarity, that they may have misjudged you in the past, withheld their love, and there's a shift in this desire to again give to this, to work to rebuild this, giving time and attention also with these children here to healing kind of these wounds of the past within them, these inner child wounds, recognizing that a lot of this motivation, even though it could have stemmed from the opinions or words of other people, relying heavily upon that also is indicative of an inner child wound, of this need to kind of people please, a lack of trust in one's own discernment, not really taking an active role, but a very passive role in kind of navigating through life, looking to others to kind of show the way, to lead the way, to, present a roadmap. And this feels like something that this person is in the process of kind of breaking away from. They're starting to recognize how that behavior has kind of led them to a lot of dead ends and missed opportunities in their own life, that they kind of have created and allowed a fortress to be created around them that is barring them from really experiencing some deeply fulfilling experiences in their life, love, the experience of love in this connection. And so this is the energy of somebody really breaking free from that, breaking free of the illusions, and really seeking and desiring to find a way to kind of rebuild or start again or move forward from whatever this sort of, final and definite ending, this closure between the both of you is, to kind of breathe life back into this connection and resurrect something from a very honest and heartfelt place this time around, as opposed to something that is just merely judging based on outside or material circumstances. So in terms of signs with the cups, we have water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Death is Scorpio. Pentacles is earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. With the swords, we have air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And wands is fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's take a look at what this person has to say now from their higher self for you, group 2. Messages do they have? Okay, and they say, I've committed to someone else because they don't challenge me. So this can definitely be that energy of kind of closing themselves off into a comfort zone, into maybe a partner that was deemed more acceptable by their friends, by their family, somebody that really looked good on paper, not really following their heart, but perhaps just following kind of surface level impressions. This person could be currently in some kind of a karmic situation, which they are in the process of seeing some clarity and truth about who this person is. I'm kind of getting the sense that as much as they may have kind of judged or misjudged this connection in the past, this sort of fear of being taken advantage of, for some of you, this will be somebody who the worst fear has come true. They have, in fact, despite their best efforts, ended up with somebody who is only interested in them for how it looks, for what can be provided, for how that relationship is convenient or suitable in the material sense. And this person is really becoming aware of that. So something may have been said to them by somebody else. Something has really become clear. They have seen something. They have witnessed something. This other person they could be in a relationship with has really revealed kind of the true motivation, that this is not necessarily a relationship based on love, but more on kind of financial convenience. And it's been sort of a wake-up call for this person, that they perhaps made the wrong decision, that what they had invested in, kind of that energy of all that glitters isn't gold, that the person or type of person that they may have chosen to be with is in fact everything that they were proclaiming that they were seeking to avoid. And they also say it's easier being with someone from my world. So that can be another confirmation there of a karmic relationship that this person is in. This really also ties in with the opinions of others, maybe somebody that other people were pushing them to be with, that it would be, the best person for them. Somebody who has really allowed their life to be constructed according to the plans of other people. And some awareness is coming to this person that the situation they're finding themselves in, it is not truly comfortable to their soul. It's not, an adequate fit. It's not a true fit. It's kind of a construct. There's an artificial nature to it, or something which is just limiting. It's lacking. It might be, in a very practical sense, a very convenient relationship, but in terms of the depth of emotion or soul connection, that feels very much missing from this circumstance. And they also say, I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. So this can really tie in with this person coming to this awareness about a choice that was made to kind of misjudge you, move away from this connection, move in a different direction. And although they have this truth and clarity at this point, it's again that wall that they now are faced with. They don't feel adequately prepared to overcome that. If they come forward with communication, that fear of rejection, it's almost insurmountable to them at this point in time. There's a lot of conflict within this person, really trying to get that bravery to step forth, to step out of that comfort zone, out of the shadows, out of the silence, out of kind of the death of this connection, to at least plant that seed for renewal and beginning to take place. And they also say, I miss looking into your eyes and into your soul. So that's really tying in with, this aspect of being very fulfilled with you on a soul level, which is something that any relationship they are in currently, it's just lacking. It's not there. There's kind of there's a ceiling to the relationship that they're in. There's only so far that they are able to experience this person or are interested in experiencing this person. There could be many aspects of this person that are hidden from whoever they are in a relationship with currently, or if they have already kind of gotten out of a karmic situation, they're starting to recognize that it was just very surface level. The deeper layers of themselves were not known to this other person. There was almost this need to kind of hold back, this fear of being vulnerable, or just an outright kind of knowledge that who they are at their core, at their authentic self, it wouldn't have been accepted or understood. And so there really is this yearning for this deep connection, this deep compatibility, this openness that was experienced between the both of you, but which they, for other reasons, kind of from outside circumstances, or even some kind of, fears of kind of repeating cycles of loss and love in the past, that they just they shut this connection down. They kind of unfairly judged this. They ignored the fact that in these intangible ways, there was so much richness and beauty to this experience, that it's taken some time for them to be able to kind of filter beyond that fear, and come to that truth and clarity that, the way that they were judging you, or the potential of this connection, was in fact from a distorted place and was very much not in alignment with the reality and the potential of the situation. So let's see, what else do they have to say, group 2. Okay, and they say this feels like hell. So this can definitely confirm the kind of the dissatisfaction they have, the discomfort they feel in the life that they have constructed, or that they have been told or taught is the right way to be, is the way relationships should be. There's an inauthenticity to that, and almost as this truth and clarity has come up, it's making it even more uncomfortable to continue on in the circumstances that they find themselves in. And they also say, I have to learn to trust my intuition. So that was coming through with that cat on the 3 of Pentacles card. This person really learning to think for themselves, learning to, come to their own conclusions, to really separate themselves from the opinions of others, kind of shut those opinions out, recognizing the ways in which they have really tried to appease others, this energy of kind of people pleasing, accommodating others, trying to do what was expected of them, what seemed to be the right thing, or what they were told that love should look like, or relationships or partnerships should look like. Even this can go as far as what they are doing for career, where they're living, kind of all ways in which they've structured their reality, which is based on the belief systems of other people's, as opposed to their own kind of truth and what they are really being called to do, or called to move toward in this lifetime. But now that they have this awareness, that's definitely a first step. And although there's this kind of mountain of challenges, this wall that they must find a way through, around, or over, in terms of not just this connection, but where they find themselves in their life at this point in time, and where they would like to be. That a lot of that is kind of this process of learning to trust the signs that they're given, kind of putting out that call to the universe for help, for deliverance, for relief, and then trusting what comes in, the nudges that they are being given, the pathways forward that are being revealed to them. And they also say, I'm stuck on a crossroads. So again, this decision point, knowing that they're not happy where they are. They're not happy with what's going on, with who they are with what they have surrounded themselves with, but not really sure how to change that, which way to go, knowing that something needs to change. But at this point in time, almost feeling like in this place of kind of making that call to the universe to show a way forward, having this yearning to be on the other side of that life that has been constructed for them and by them. And they also say, I feel your love. So really feeling into kind of the deeper layers of this, the gold of this connection in terms of love that they may have overlooked in the past, judging things purely from outside circumstances, or again, allowing the opinions of others and the perceptions of others to really dictate their actions in the past in this connection. But through all of that truth and clarity that has come to them, illusions that have been shattered, perceptions that have been shattered, misunderstandings or ways in which they unfairly judged you, and the potential here. They're coming to that truth and clarity that you were really motivated from a place of genuine and pure love. Almost the sense of this being a place of safety, that it is safe to open up and be vulnerable to you and in this connection. And so they're feeling this pull, this draw back in that direction to kind of move beyond almost this kind of cold and emotionally limited circumstance or people that they are currently engaged with, and to move in that direction of fulfillment and depth and purity and almost this vibration of along the lines of unconditional love. Love without requirement. And they may be finding themselves, again, kind of the worst fears coming true, surrounded by people, and they're coming to this awareness that a lot of these relationships are sustained in their life simply for what this person can do or what this person can offer versus who they really are at the core of their being. So let's get some more messages for you, group 2. Okay, and they say, I talk to you even though you are not here. So this person is definitely connecting with you from the higher self level. Part of that energy of kind of putting that call out to the universe, I feel this person is also calling out to your soul, calling out to you to wait for them, to show them a way forward, show them a way to bring this connection back to life. So you may be, thinking about this person, kind of the telepathy between the both of you could also really be increasing at this point in time. And I feel that this person is definitely actively engaged in thoughts of you, thinking about the ending, what happened in this connection. And again, desiring this renewal, this new beginning, this fresh start. And they also say, chin up. Please keep faith in me. There are signs I've seen, but I just don't believe. I'm still learning to trust. So more of that crossroads energy here, knowing that it's very uncomfortable to stay in the life that they are living, not certain about a way forward. Signs coming in, ways forward, that call being put out to the universe to show them a way, beyond this feeling. And as things are coming in for them, indications about directions to move in, actions to take. This person is recognizing that, but this is all still very new to them. This could be somebody who definitely in a lot of ways was really kind of a people pleaser, or somebody who really, cared about the opinion of others, really had a hard time making decisions for themselves, somebody who kind of seeks the counsel of everyone they know, and then sort of at a quorum or a consensus, then that dictates their movement forward. Someone who is very concerned about what others will think of the actions that they take, and so they kind of hold themselves back. They keep themselves within that kind of confinement of what is acceptable to other people. And so it's this process of learning to really, again, think for themselves, to, rely on the guidance, trust their feelings, what they are motivated to do, as opposed to what others are telling them is best for them. And they also say, I hear your thoughts, my love, sending you love. So again, that energy of telepathy and really thinking about you, kind of putting out that call to you to wait for them, to have faith in them, to help them through this, to energetically guide them through over or around this wall that now exists between the both of you, or this wall of the circumstances that they now find themselves in, kind of trapped in something and wanting to be out, wanting to kind of move beyond that, move into this place of freedom and feeling. And they also say, when we look into each other's eyes, our souls become initialized. So an activation definitely could have taken place within this person when they met you that was very triggering for them. Kind of this glimpse into what else would be possible, and it could have been something which is very unusual for them. There could be something about this dynamic which is very much out of the ordinary. It could not be, their usual type, or there's some kind of a cultural, maybe a religious difference, some kind of an age difference, something to where other people either had an opinion about this or other, they feared what other people might think of that. And yet what was activated within them, it also activated, this fear of being so different, something outside of the ordinary, outside of their world, outside of what they were used to, kind of these emotional depths being activated within them. And this is also double confirmation here about this looking into each other's eyes. So this really speaks to this, this soul to soul connection that you both have, this recognition that, part of the phase that you find yourself in, this rejection, this kind of moving away, this almost like judging you or prejudging the connection that took place. It feels very much with the purpose of triggering some wounds of rejection within you to kind of propel you on this journey towards self-love and self-acceptance, understanding that your worth is not dictated by others' ability to recognize that. And also this person then, by doing that and kind of moving along through their life, only to find themselves again kind of living out their worst fears, as much as they may have tried to kind of avoid that, coming to that realization that they had in fact sabotage the opportunity to experience quite the opposite. And so there's a sense of maybe self-loathing that is coming up for this person, some kind of awareness that they really have been operating based on the whims and desires of other people, not really honoring the truth of their heart, the truth of their soul, not trusting themselves, not trusting their own intuition, their own guidance, their own wants and needs, but being very concerned about how that will look, how to fit in, how to contort themselves to accommodate a picture, an image that others have presented to them. So this person also really being tasked to step into that place of power, that place of autonomy, and to act from the heart as opposed to from the logical mind. So a lot of growth that was, triggered these journeys that you both were really compelled through this very painful and disappointing experience to go on. So I'm going to get a few more messages for you, group 2, from this person's higher self. Okay, and they say, you understand me better than anyone. So that ties in with that soul-to-soul connection, and again, really distinguishing kind of the purity of your intentions toward this person, accepting them for who they are, loving them for who they are, instead of what they could, provide for you or provide to you. Kind of more than just the role that you fill in their life, but really valuing them as a soul, as an individual. And this is something that they're kind of seeing that contrast compared to others that they are surrounding themselves with, or that have been in their life previously. That it was very kind of one-sided, very, very much motivated by convenience. And so starting to distinguish and to be able to kind of recognize that crossroads being apparent of, staying in these very kind of limited and lackluster and surface situations and dynamics, or making the choice to move toward being accepted and seen and understood for who they are, to the purity and core of their soul. And they also say, you accept me as I am and never try to change me. I wasn't used to that. So double confirmation there of this, this unconditional love, not, asking anything, but just recognizing them for who they are, kind of seeing beneath the mask, beneath this facade, this exterior, which could have also really triggered this person. Looking into your eyes as well could have really mirrored to them the truth of who they are, which is something they weren't ready to face, in the sense of that also being contrasted to this image or this persona that they have been projecting, and really having to come face to face with just how far from their authenticity they have moved, and kind of that journey back to self that needs to take place. And they also say, I'm not going anywhere. So this person could definitely feel very stuck, very trapped, feeling that there's like a wall or a mountain between where they are and where they want to be. That there's now this sort of immovable distance between the both of you, and not really knowing how to get around that. So having this desire, the desire for change, but just not really recognizing a way forward at this point in time. And they also say, I watch our movie and imagine you beside me. So there could be a significant film that you two watched, something even that, reminds them maybe of your story, some kind of, love story, or just any kind of a movie, something, of significance to you. But again, this desire that this person is having, these thoughts of really missing you, wanting that closeness, feeling very comfortable in your presence, just to be, not, having this expectation of needing to present a certain face or to be a certain way, but there's this sense of almost the comfortable silence between the both of you, just really existing as you are without really having to put on a show or to provide something, provide entertainment, or needing to provide reassurance or stability in a variety of ways, but just to be able to ease into that authenticity of just being very present in the moment. So this is something that is really, it's compelling them to find a way to strategize a way, putting out that call definitely, for a way to be shown forward beyond the circumstances and obstacles that now face them, yearning for kind of that return, that renewal, recognizing and appreciating what they may have been running from the whole time in this connection was in fact the truth and purity of who they are at the soul level. And it does take work to unearth that, to excavate that, and to embody that. It can definitely be scary. Fear of being judged, or a lot of people who in actuality would not be understood or supported by those around them currently. And so this person really being in that process of, recognizing the importance and the need to move into a space where the most important thing is that they are comfortable with themselves and the life that they have created and the partner that they are choosing to be with, versus kind of the expectations of others and fitting into that box or expectations that others have created and presented for them. So I'm going to get a romance angel card for you now, group 2. Okay, and we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. So that can be another confirmation of like a karmic relationship this person is in, needing to separate from someone, get a divorce. And I feel also just really to untangle themselves with this, this tie that they have to the opinions of others, moving out of a space of, really only acting with the opinions or the happiness or the contentment or expectations of others, friends or family or their community or their religion or their society, moving away from a space of taking that into consideration and stepping instead into this very heart-centered awareness where they are operating and acting from a place of, their own truth. This can also indicate that, this person recognizes you as, the person that they want to be with, the person that they could see themselves very content, very happy with, very fulfilled with, on a lot of layers and for a very long time. So again, this process of wanting to kind of renew something here, open up the possibility for a new beginning, to say yes to this connection when they may have said no previously. So I'm going to get some initials for you now, group 2. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out. Okay, so we have Q, V, G, K, A, E, O, D, R, L, and C. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 3. You chose the Labradorite. So I'm going to start with some tarot to get a feel for the current energies between you and this person, some zodiac signs, some clues about who they are to you for group 3. Okay, so we have Temperance, the High Priestess, Seven of Cups, Justice, the Empress, Two of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Chariot. So this is definitely somebody who has gotten some clarity about who you are. This could be a soulmate connection here with this Two of Cups, twin flame connection. Somebody who is recognizing you as their divine feminine with the Empress card here. Somebody who is maybe on a spiritual path or is aware or open to more of the spiritual aspects of the connection between the both of you with the High Priestess here. A choice has been made or is being made by this person to kind of move beyond some difficulties, some kind of confusion, some kind of indecision, a choice to really acknowledge kind of the deeper spiritual layers of this connection, a choice to restore some kind of balance or tranquility or harmony, or to give and invest in this connection where in the past they may have been kind of unsure, a little bit held back. There's a balance that is being established as well between the head and the heart within this person. And so logic is not dictating completely their decisions moving forward, but this is somebody who is really tapping into that heart space. They're listening to the call of their heart, they're listening to the call of their soul. They may be motivated to take action towards you with the Chariot card here. Also with the black and white horses on the Chariot card, this is definitely that yin yang energy here, that masculine and feminine polarity of soulmates or of twin flames. So something within this person that they've really been working on to create that balance within themselves of these polarities, to really harness and to allow space for the active and receptive polarities within themselves. Somebody who, again, wants to really give and to help to foster this connection, to nurture this connection, invest in this connection. Somebody who recognizes you as a counterpart, as somebody that they would want to grow with, that they would want to build with. Somebody who is recognizing the sustenance that the spiritual aspects of this connection provide to them. Something to where, you know, they may have had a lot of other options in terms of love and romance, or are looking back on previous loves of the past and are really being able to decipher and distinguish how this connection is almost, it's a higher level love. There's something very divinely guided, very divinely orchestrated here. They could be recognizing some kind of a synchronicity or a serendipity to the two of you meeting, a lot of signs coming through, somebody who is getting a lot of downloads as well. About who you are to them, about the importance of moving forward, of kind of renewing this, moving beyond any kind of difficulties or confusion that they may have been in, any kind of indecisiveness. On this canoe here in the Six of Swords, there's all these little dragonflies, which are definitely signs of both contact with the spirit realms, specifically ancestors. So this person could be getting in touch with that spiritual side, you know, asking for guidance, asking for clarity, some kind of a way forward to be shown to them, and are, you know, receiving those signs from passed on loved ones, from their ancestors, from their angels. Their spirit team is in some way, you know, trusting upon that, trusting in the signs that they're getting to lead them in the direction of this connection, and just forward in their life in general toward getting onto their soul path, aligning their life with the purpose of their soul in this lifetime. Somebody who is also in the process of kind of journeying into these inner realms, this inner terrain, to kind of uncover some of the subconscious motivations or even fears that may have held them back in the past from this connection and in other areas of their life. But again, with these dragonflies, this desire to really metamorphosize this connection. Dragonflies, they spend the first 2 years of their life in their nymph stage, living kind of beneath the water. And then after they go through their metamorphosis and they gain their wings and they become these aerial creatures, they are then able to alight upon the water. And so this really speaks to kind of this emotional maturity taking place, this person really no longer being submerged within the kind of the emotional depths of fear or even lingering disappointments from heartbreaks in the past, but really transcending all of that, coming to that higher knowledge, that higher awareness, this emotional mastery, understanding that there is balance that can be achieved between the head and the heart, and that is the best course of action moving forward. So anywhere in which they may have been overly logically based, fear-based, kind of closed off in the heart chakra, this feels like somebody that has undergone some kind of a transformation in that sense. With the Justice card, this could be somebody who you were married to at one point in time. Maybe you are still married and just in separation. Maybe there was a divorce. And so there's a desire to kind of move back, to start again, to try again, move beyond these difficulties, even a renewal of vows for some of you, or a coming together. This can definitely, with this imagery here of the hand fasting, can speak to some kind of a hand fasting ceremony or some kind of a marriage that this person is, they're interested in. They've got that in their mind, some kind of a civil ceremony, just whatever resonates for you in your spiritual, religious, or cultural or personal preferences in that capacity, but somebody who is, recognizing you as a counterpart, somebody they want to build with, somebody that they want to establish reciprocity to this. With the Justice card, this can also be somebody who is understanding that an apology may be owed, an explanation may be owed, feeling this urge to make that move towards you. The Chariot can also speak to, this very sudden forward progress. So again, some kind of download that has come to this person, some kind of awareness from on high, from their higher self, even about the way forward, the way kind of beyond the circumstances, sort of the choppy water that you find yourselves in, or kind of these feelings of distress and despair that they may be sitting in. A way forward is being shown to this person. Any kind of longings that they may have as far as, really wanting love, wanting partnership, really, maybe having been in this process of kind of seeking, of searching, looking for the one. Something has become clear to this person that the one has been with them the whole time, that the one is you. There's this desire to move in this direction, to invest in this connection, to really ascend this connection to the higher level, to capitalize upon the spiritual bond between the both of you, the spiritual sustenance that exists here, and to then help to utilize that as a key component to really growing the abundance and the stability in this connection and in your lives individually in the material world. So in terms of signs, with the Temperance, we have Sagittarius. The High Priestess is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. With the Cups, we have water energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Justice is Libra. The Empress is Taurus and Libra. The Swords is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And the Chariot is Cancer. So I'm going to get some messages from this person's higher self for you now, group 3. What do they want to say? All right, and they say, I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. So that's that soul bond, that soul recognition, that twin flame connection, some kind of an awareness that this person may have really been confused about the intensity of what they were feeling, things that were being activated within this person, kind of shaken awake, becoming aware of themselves as a multi-dimensional, multi-layer being. And it's something where some clues, some guidance is coming in, some explanation, starting to be very comfortable with that, recognizing, the unique bond that you share and this desire to move toward that, where at one point in time they may have kind of pulled away out of fear, hesitation, or just this need to kind of explore this further, to gather some more information, to really search their heart, to try and make sense out of this. Some kind of clarity has come to them about this, unique and almost synchronistic meeting standing between the both of you, that this is not accidental, that your paths have crossed in this lifetime. Some awareness that they have, even maybe even visions that they've gotten of past lives, of the union between the both of you, and the opportunity to then come together again in this lifetime. Maybe lifetimes in the past where things were standing in your way or thwarted the union. Belief systems or some kind of tragedy or circumstance or situation. They're being made aware that now is the opportunity to really kind of right those wrongs, to make up for some lost time, to act where in the past, in past eras or past lifetimes, they may have been very directly prohibited from doing so, but that the power is in their hands at this point in time to, just kind of reach out and seize that cup of destiny that through many lifetimes you both have been yearning for each other. Also with these Seven of Cups here, it's and that reference to past lives, that you've been in many dynamics with each other through time, circumstances of role reversal coming together, things working out very beautifully, lifetimes of kind of tragedy and challenge, and this person is recognizing that they have the ability almost to feeling this idea of choose your own adventure. The choice is in their hands. What are they going to do about this? Are they going to let another lifetime go by without seizing this opportunity, or are they going to really recognize the power in their hands to act upon this, to move in the direction of this, to kind of overcome obstacles of fear and confusion, and really seize this opportunity to experience this very high vibrational and next level love. And they also say, I couldn't go against my family to be with you. So this could have been a motivation in the past why they sort of pulled away or resisted this connection. Maybe some kind of cultural, religious difference, an age difference, some kind of a perception that you would not be approved of by their family or by their friends. Maybe some of them were even told directly that, you're not the kind of person that the family wanted them to be with, or there was some kind of a disagreement in that sense, something that was not not in keeping with what they wanted or perceived to be the best choice for this person. And so in the past, they may have made the choice to strongly rely upon that, to not follow their heart, but to act from a place of logic and what was being told to them, what people that they have come to trust and come to love, and have come to believe that these people, only want their best interests, which, for a lot of them, even if they're not approving of the connection, it's, they with the best interest of this person in mind, not necessarily out of a place of malice, but just out of a place of their perception, their limited perception, not being able to decipher or to understand the truth of the soul, kind of the timelessness of the two of you journeying, across the eons. And so that's not to fault any of these people, but it's just that they were acting from kind of a limited capacity, that the best decision, the true choice of what is right for anyone it's a decision that always ultimately comes down to ourself, communion with ourself, with our higher self, with our higher power, our guides, our spirit team, that is the true authority, that people, in outside circumstances have their own kind of lens that they are operating from. They have their own kind of agendas or their own belief system. And, it's not always in alignment with what our soul has intended for this lifetime. So it's always a good idea to really trust that inner guidance first and foremost, instead of just kind of taking the opinions of others into account. But this person at one point in time, that may have weighed very heavily upon them, but with this Justice card and that Temperance, there's some energy of wanting to give back into this connection, to feed into this connection where in the past they may have kind of withheld from it. And they also say, you were the love of my life. I didn't figure that out before. I know now that it's true. So that's that energy of maybe some kind of a download, some kind of an awareness that has come to this person, sort of the timelessness of your souls, that it's not an accident that the two of you have met. This desire to move toward one another, to move toward this higher love, this calling of their soul for you and of your soul for them. And they also say, I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. So this to me is tying in with that energy of in the past maybe that they took the opinions of family very much into consideration with their actions in this connection. And this could be somebody who has since with that Six of Swords really broken away from that, really broken with tradition or some kind of a family structure, a situation, even some kind of a family business, some kind of a culture or a religion that is very much kind of dictating terms in this person's life, and they've made this decision with the Chariot to kind of move in another direction to kind of answer that call of their soul and to really seek and find and explore the truth for themselves. So this person also with that dragonfly energy of the metamorphosis could be in the process of kind of reinventing themselves, reinventing their world, kind of figuring out what really resonates with them, deeply searching within for the truth of their soul, taking into account others' wants and desires and wishes for them, but not allowing that to be kind of the final authority on things. So let me get some more messages from this person's higher self for you, group 3. What do they want to say? Okay, and they say, I think of you all the time. So really this desire for closeness, missing the connection, recognizing this is a very significant soul connection, this longing, this yearning to be with you that is really prompting this person to take action and make change in their life, to kind of reformulate the circumstances, or even with that swords energy, to just kind of reframe their perceptions of what is possible, what they want for themselves, and what the best course of action is moving forward in this connection. And they also say, I miss you. So longing for that closeness, that recognition. This really ties in with that energy of that you are the love of their life, and they didn't know it before, but they know it now. And kind of this yearning, this feeling of almost having missed out on a very beautiful thing because of fear, of just kind of the level of consciousness or perception that they were operating at, maybe even kind of the opinions or expectations of others upon them, and a feeling of really having missed out. But this is also really motivating them to take steps and make efforts to move beyond this. They're moving through these feelings of almost self-pity into a place of action and assertiveness to make the changes necessary to instigate or to hopefully kind of create the circumstances and the environment that is conducive to a fresh start. And they also say, I fear the unknown. So fear of, really breaking with tradition, breaking out of a culture, a way of being, a family situation, a family dynamic. This is very, it's very frightening for this person to even also, I think, explore kind of the deeper layers and ramifications, the timelessness of this connection, the timelessness of who they are, of their soul. So some deep spiritual concepts that they are becoming aware of that are both very enticing, and yet the gravity of these things, it's so different from what they have known that it's taking some time to make that progress, to kind of wade through these things, to create that balance between the head and the heart. And they also say, I am too much to handle right now. So this can confirm that energy of really being in this process of restructuring their life, restructuring their kind of belief system. Somebody who is kind of a work in progress at this point in time. They've made some steps, they've made some headway, but they feel that they still have a ways to go before they are at a place of really standing in that autonomy, in that self-assurance, and that self-awareness to be able to offer something to you, some kind of an offer of love, or to really step up to be that that vibrationally matched counterpart energy for you. So let's see what else they have to say, group 3. Okay, and we have spiritual healing will raise your vibration and give you the strength. So confirmation there of this person actively seeking to kind of dislodge themselves, break out of patterns of thinking, belief systems, behaviors that were not in alignment with them, stepping into their truth, raising their vibration, raising their expectations of what is possible, stepping out of that comfort zone and in the direction of the unknown and yet the authentic. And they also say, my answer is no. I'm sorry, my darling, the time is just not right. So that confirms that energy of this person feeling that they are kind of a work in progress, that the time, it's just not the right circumstances, but they are in this process of becoming. They still have some things that they need to disconnect from, maybe some kind of difficult conversations they need to have with family or other people that are in their life about what it is that they truly want for themselves, the truth of who they are. A lot of things that this person is really coming to terms with, belief systems that may even be quite different from what they were raised in. And so it's this energy of having to kind of restructure and reformulate not just their mindset, but their entire world in order to create the circumstances that are very conducive down the road for the two of you to have this potential of a new beginning, and to really step into alignment in a way that serves both of your highest good and creates sort of the optimal conditions for the best possible outcome with you. And they also say the universe is planning my return. Please be patient. It has to be divine timing. So again, this process of waiting, of things still being in the works, this person still in this metamorphosis phase, things that they need to move on from, things that after they have moved beyond them, they need to, as they're kind of letting things go, they need to allow time for the new to kind of blossom within them. They need to, nurture this authentic self, this truth, this awareness of themselves as a multi-layer and multi-dimensional being, and what that means for the life that they're living, the job that they have, the people that they surround themselves with. It's not an overnight change. It's definitely something that can, come in phases, come in steps. There can be definitely ebbs and flows with that, kind of leaning into that that growth and that healing with some excitement and a lot of motivation. And then there can be times where big feats have been accomplished and it's time to just kind of step back, take a break, to rest, to pause and reflect. So a lot happening with this person, very dynamic in this process of becoming and kind of elevating beyond their perceptions, balancing that head and heart, learning to maintain that balance. Some things might be coming up for them that are really triggering them or challenging them presently to fall back in their comfort zones, a choice, to kind of step back into what is known and familiar, or to continue forward into this process of becoming and almost rebirthing themselves for themselves, and then also ultimately for the potential of a new start between the both of you. And they also say, chin up, please keep faith in me. There are signs I've seen, but I just don't believe. I'm still learning to trust. So more confirmation of this person opening up to kind of the spiritual aspects of themselves, signs and synchronicities, learning to really commune with their ancestors, their spirit guides, their angels, passed on loved ones, just learning the truth of themselves and for themselves, maybe their spiritual beliefs versus a particular religion that they grew up in. And so it's taking time, and it's kind of this ebb and flow process of kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. There are times on this journey and this process for this person that, it's very smooth sailing. It's very easy to kind of go in leaps and bounds forward. And then there are other kind of obstacles within themselves, or layers of things that they felt they had healed that kind of come up in a new form and a new guise for them to really to evaluate and to tackle with some other tools that they have acquired along the way. So a lot happening with this person, a lot happening beneath the exterior of them, behind the scenes, and definitely somebody who is kind of stretching beyond the limits of their comfort zone in terms of their perceptions and even their belief systems for themselves, and also what is possible in love, and kind of stretching beyond even their awareness or idea of love to really explore and to understand and feel into this connection on kind of a very magnificent and grand scale. So let me get a few more messages from this person for you, group 3. Okay, and they say, my darkness got the better of me, so I ran. So this can talk also again about, as they're going through these layers within themselves and really, kind of restructuring themselves, reformulating their belief systems and their ideas. They can be, faced with kind of this fear of the unknown, fear of stretching too far beyond the comfort zone, and then they kind of retreat back into what is familiar and known. Kind of putting the brakes on the healing and the ascension, putting in a little bit of resistance there. This can also really talk about, in the past that perhaps the opinions of others, opinions of family really held them back. Kind of the unusual and higher level nature of this connection also, which was so different from what they had been taught to believe or come to believe through experience that love looks like, or that love is, or that love feels like. To taste and sample something energetically even that is so far outside of what is known and comfortable, it feels like it almost blew this person's mind a little bit. It was very enticing, and yet at the same time brought up a lot of fears, a lot of just these innate fears of the unknown, kind of the ego putting up those little barriers to try and protect this person, to keep them in what is safe and comfortable and predictable, to not take a chance, because to take a chance opens oneself up to disappointment and hurt and loss. And so kind of this protective mechanism triggered within the ego for this person, and they're starting to really recognize that, to really dig into that, to identify that shadow, to try and kind of harness that darkness within them, to try and master some of these fears rather than allowing themselves to kind of be led through their life and to be kept in sort of a comfortable and predictable box. And they also say, when I think about the future, you're always there with me. So as this person is going through their evolution, there is definitely a desire to renew this connection, to take a chance on love where they may have kind of hesitated in the past. This feeling that, the two of you will find a way to overcome these odds. They're, really becoming cognizant of kind of the timelessness of your souls, and how you, again, with that concept of past lives and those 7 cups, you've been together in a variety of ways and circumstances throughout many lifetimes. Your love story is not just limited to this incarnation. There have been many different endings, many different results, many different experiences. And it's something to where this person is really they're starting to try and take matters into their own hands, to really take control of this healing journey, do what they can on their part to hasten their progress toward that horizon which they want, which is successful union eventually in this connection, which first and foremost starts with successful union of those masculine and feminine polarities, that light and shadow within self. And they also say, I'm finding my way back to you. So again, that 6 of Swords, navigation energy, kind of navigating these waters through that fear, through any kind of resistance, belief systems, things that are holding them back, trying to find a way through to themselves, to that authenticity of self, to embody that best version of self in all ways in their life, which can help to raise and sustain their vibration and, really create that powerful magnetism for the two of your souls to come back together, to have that harmony and that union that they desire. And they also say, I miss hearing you say my name. So again, this longing, this yearning to be with you, missing you on a deep soul level, wanting to move back into the good times with you, wanting to move beyond wherever it is you find yourselves at a distance, kind of strained or non-existent communication in the 3D sense at this point in time. This person in this process of kind of unfolding, peeling back the layers of self, transcending some obstacles, really facing and fighting some fears, kind of letting go of the old, letting the old sort of crumble and fall away, and also, actively participating in kind of imagining what they want the new to look like for them, taking steps when and where they can to participate in the creation of that, to infuse these plans and these goals and these hopes with love and optimism and energy. And part of those plans, I feel, is definitely this hope that, the two of you can come together, that, your story together does not end where you have left things, but that there is still so much more to be written between the both of you in this lifetime. And this person feels very hopeful that at kind of on the other side of this process of becoming, this metamorphosis that they are in, changing themselves, their belief system, their perceptions, and the world around them, their life and kind of what they have constructed for themselves, that on the other side of that will be this opportunity to meet up again, to encounter you again, that the work you're both doing on yourselves is really equipping you to have a very strong possibility of success and happiness further down the road and ultimately together. So I'm going to get a romance angel card for you now, group 3. Okay, and we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So that's definitely encouraging you to have some optimism here, kind of take a long view of things. It may take some time before kind of tangible results are manifested with this person, but there's a lot going on beneath the surface. They're working on themselves. They're trying to work through these shadows and these fears and these issues, the things that have been holding them back. And you're definitely encouraged to continue to do the same, to not stay stagnant in this energy of actively waiting, but, you know, keep the door open a crack, keep a space for them in your heart, while you are also focusing on understanding yourself as a multi-layered being, understanding the truth of what resonates with you, kind of separating that from what others have kind of taught you to believe, what others are doing, what resonates with you, what rings true for you, constructing a life that feels good for you and that is in alignment with the truth of who you are and what you desire. And by both of you really doing this in tandem, you create that sort of energy and that momentum that can propel you toward one another, toward this intersection point further down the road. So I'm going to close this reading for you, group 3, with some initials. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it can spell something out, just whatever resonates. Okay, so we have Y, X, R, S, T, U, E, P, B, W, and F. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the video. If you like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I also sell handmade jewelry and some divination tools in my Etsy shop if you're interested in checking those out as well. So I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.